So today's video is another foray into that whole, do you want to teach in China thing. I'm constantly emailed by subscribers and people, who just happen to have stumbled across my videos about, hey, how can I teach in China, blah, blah, blah. So I have a few things that I want to tell you about, the questions that I frequently get asked. One question that I get asked that kind of surprises me is, hi, my name is, whatever. I'm from the USA and I'm wondering what kind of power adapters do I need to buy for China. And basically you just buy these little things. You don't need to buy a transformer. You don't need to buy anything like that. Just you can go to the Radio Shack, or you can go to the airport and just buy a travel adapter kit and you'll be fine. One of the questions I get asked a lot is about age. How old do I need to be in order to teach in China? If you're 23, 24, whatever, it doesn't matter. What really matters is if you have a degree and you're a native English speaker and preferably white. The Chinese are kind of white supremacists, if I'm going to be honest. So what kind of credentials do you need to teach in China? Well, like I've said before, usually you're going to need a bachelor's degree. If you don't have a degree, it's possible to find a job. You're going to get paid less. You're going to have to work more, and you're going to have a lot less selection. You're gonna have to be less picky about the jobs that you find. If you have a degree and you're gonna want to teach at a university, you're gonna teach between 12 and maybe 16 hours a week, maybe 18 hours a week. If you don't have a degree, you're probably gonna get stuck with one of those private language schools that are for profit, and those are the ones you hear all those scary stories about. You're gonna teach probably 25 hours a week or 30 hours a week. And that's going to make you crazy, and you're not going to get paid so much, but that's just the reality. And this is even if you have a TEFL certificate or a TESOL certificate. It's just the way it is. Now, there's an organization, the S.A.F.E.A, the State Administration for Foreign Expert Affairs, okay? They have these guidelines that say every foreign teacher needs to have a bachelor's degree and have 2 years of work experience before they come and teach in China. Technically what it says is they should have those things. And the key word is should. Now, because that word should is there instead of must, every province, every school can interpret that differently. And they have their own requirements for admitting these foreign teachers. So yeah, basically it means you almost have to have no credentials to teach in some places in China. But those places that have really lax, requirements for their teachers, they're not going to be places you want to teach at anyway. Everyone needs to be really careful about the schools that you choose. You can't just take the first offer that, it seems okay, like the person who emailed me is really nice. No. You gotta actually go on the internet. Go to Dave's ESL Cafe. Go to all the ESL Teachers Forum or something. I'll put the links down below. Go to these different, forums and go on Google and try to search the name of your school. Search the name of the school that's offering you the job. Search for reviews, past experiences, former teachers, and that'll really save your life, that'll really save you. I had some people who messaged me asking me, hey, have you heard about this school? I'm thinking of going here. And then I just did a Google search and holy crap, this is a terrible place. Don't go there. It's that easy. Just do a Google search. Another thing that we need to talk about is the kind of visas that you can get for China. There are usually 3 kinds of visas when you come to China. One is the L visa, which is like just for traveling, tourism, and all of that. There's the F visa, it's a short-term visa. Usually it's 6 months at the longest for someone who's going to come to China for guest lecturing, for a short-term study period, or something like that, or short-term business-related things. And then the other one is Z visa, which is usually good for around 10 months to a year. The Z visa specifically is a work visa. You're coming to China to work, for an extended period of time. And the Z visa is what you're going to want to get in order to, legally be in China teaching. When you apply for your Z visa, it's going to show up in your passport. It's going to be easy to get. It's going to show up in your passport like a green visa like this. Actually, that visa is not really any good. It's good for about 30 days or so, or 60 days when you get to China. And then when you actually get your residence permit, they give you another visa, which is blue, and it looks like this. What's most important is when you get your Z visa, you come to China, you apply for your residence permit, and then you get your real visa, which is good for 10 months to a year. And then you also usually get a Zhuangjia Zhongshu, which is a foreign expert certificate. Hold on, let me go get it. Here's what the certificate looks like. It's a little, blue book, kind of like a passport if you're American, and it's got some information inside. And it's great. It's just got like my, name, nationality, birthday, all this kind of stuff. So I mean, it's nothing, your address, but I don't really know what this does, but this is something you need to have if you're going to be teaching in China. And you got to get your work permit, which is something else. I actually don't have a copy of that. The government's got my copy of that. But yeah, if you don't get those two things, your residence permit and your work permit, you're not legally allowed to be in China. You're not in China. This is kind of a legal gray area. You really should have one of these if you're teaching in China. But if you don't, it's a little bit of a gray area, but I'd want to be on the side where you actually have this. But the most important thing is if you're going to be teaching, for a year or so, and your school says, hey, we're just going to give you an F visa, everything's going to be fine, don't worry about it. Stay away from those schools that say that. Stay away from those schools that say that. If you're going to be teaching for more than 6 months and all they offer you is an F visa, that's not a school you want to go to, because that's illegal. That is illegal. Another question that I still get asked about is, how did you pick the place where you wanted to teach? Well, actually I got lucky because I already lived in this city before I was a teacher, so I knew I wanted to come back. But for people who don't know anything about China, I would just recommend going on things like Dave's ESL Cafe or China Abroad or something like that, or Wikipedia, and just look around. What kind of places seem fun? I know that for a lot of foreigners, Chengdu is a very popular place. Chongqing also can be popular. Places in the northeast like Shandong and things like that. Beijing is of course popular. Shanghai is popular. But those markets are very competitive. If you don't have teaching experience, it's going to be really hard to get a job there. Just use Google, use Wikipedia, use all the information that you want. Find out places about the local life, expat community. Look at the food in different places. You can go on Wikipedia and search Chinese cuisine, see what kind of food sounds good to you, and have at it. Just research. The key to all of this stuff is research, because you're moving to a different country. You're going to be experiencing a lot of different things. So it's really important to research. So yeah, it's really, really important to research. So that's the best advice I can give. If there's any other problems or questions, keep sending them and I'll do what I can. But now I think I have 3 of these videos and I think I've explained just about everything. So good luck.